This episode of the Buffalonian Podcast is brought to you by the Buffalonian division of the CastSource Podcast Network, a podcast network built by Buffalonians for Buffalonians, featuring the shows such as the Goatheads Podcast and the Buffalonian Podcast. We cover Bills, Sabres, and more, with more shows on the way very soon. And the CastSource Podcast Network covers many genres including sports, business, mental health, marketing, and entertainment, featuring the podcast shows such as Sports Bring People Together, Limitless, Saviors of the Metaverse, and The Athletic Mindset. Learn more at castsource.com/podcast. And without further ado, let's get into the Bills, Sabres, hot takes, trivia, and more of the Buffalonian Podcast. All right, let's go. We are back with the Buffalonian Podcast. I'm Joe Catley, and as always, I'm joined by Dom Loss and Mike Marino. And it's a Friday funky fun time and some Sabres talk. And we're gonna, you know, what would you call it? What would you call this mixture today? Would you call it
a vibe?
I'm trying to think of the word. What'd you say, Mike?
A vibe?
Yeah, it is a vibe. It is a vibe. Especially we've got
melting pot,
some boogie shoes in the background, you know. So, but without further ado, let's get into the Sabres talk because we're about to cook. If you don't know what that means, it means we're about to cook. I don't really know any other way to say it. I mean, we're just gonna do it. Let's go. So, Dom, you got a little Amherst rundown for us. So take us through that. Take us through that real quick.
Thanks for turning off the music. I was kind of just dialed in.
You were vibing?
I was going, my foot was bopping up and down, and I wasn't hearing a word.
He was undialed.
Yeah. I think you asked a question about like what would we consider this day to be, and I was
you
like,
did kind of give a blank stare, like you looked dead inside, like nothing was there.
Yeah. So I went. I am a good luck charm this year apparently because I went to Game 3 and Game 4, and they took a dub in both games. I mean, it was pretty clutch that Yuri Kulich played in both games and he returned to the lineup. So he scored in both games. They won a really tight 8-5 game, but it was closer on the scoreboard. It was 4-4 with 5 minutes to go in Game 3, and they pulled it out. And then Game 4, they were really in command for most of the game. It was a low-scoring game. It was 1-0 going to the third. Lawrence Pilot then scored, and then they were able to get a couple more insurance goals to win that game as well. And our boy Malcolm Subban, the national anthem phenomenon, had a nice shutout in net. So, yeah, it's Game 5. It's kind of weird that they played last Sunday, and now they play tomorrow, Saturday. So it's kind of weird that they have 6 days in between games. But, Game 5, another elimination game, last game of the series. So it's an elimination game for both teams. So it's very exciting. Isaac Rosine looked pretty good up close. I think he's going to get another year in Rochester. Kulich, I don't know what to do with him. He's kind of, him and Savoy are just kind of, I don't know if there's going to be a roster spot for them, but he looked pretty darn good. And a couple other guys, stood out. So it was a nice one. I had to say, so we stood behind like the Amex we sat behind the Amex bench a little bit, a couple rows back. I didn't realize this. In the first intermission and the second intermission, like the third intermission, like the benches switch. The defense is always the closest part on your bench to the goaltender. So I don't know if you could like understand that, but like, so like Michael Pekka is the assistant coach for the forwards. Mike Weber is the assistant coach for the defenseman. So if your goalie's on the right hand side, your defenseman will be on the further side to the right, so they could get as quickly to the goaltender. If you're on the second period, the long change, how they had to go all the way across the other bench, left side. Mm-hmm. The defense will be sitting on the left hand side, closest to the goaltender, so they could get.
Interesting. Is that's just there, or is it like everywhere?
I assume it's a strategy for everyone because it makes a ton of sense. I was confused.
I kind of just thought they said anywhere.
No, that's what I thought. I was like, huh. I was like, why is my? I was like,
I just figured the lines like set next to each other, but like,
yeah, I mean, they sit next to like the pairs and the lines. And yeah, I was like, that's kind of interesting. I still would like to know, like, pick a coach's brain, like how they get like the lines out. Like, when do they pick which line, which pair to go out, and like how do they switch up the lines? I think that'd be kind of a fun thing to talk about. But
doing like in Pee Wee where you just blow the horn and they all come off, and then the next lines come out.
Yeah. You blow the whistle.
Blow the whistle in soccer. Yeah, your shift's over.
Yeah.
No, so it was a good experience. The only thing I will say, that arena, man, it needs some like overhaul.
TLC?
Yeah, I need some overhaul of the concourse because like it's way too tight and jam packed in there.
Yeah, I mean, you were explaining it, the seating and stuff like that too. I mean, I feel like any pictures I've seen
that
of it,
bad. The seating wasn't that bad. It was the fact of that I left at the TV commercial break with like 12 minutes to go in second period, and didn't return until the second period was over.
Damn.
I wanted to go get some za. They didn't have any fresh pies, so I had to wait 10 minutes in that line. My brother wanted popcorn. Walked all the way across the concourse. No popcorn anywhere except this one place. Waited in the huge line for 20 minutes. Get to the line, ask for a big popcorn. No, they're out.
You know what I'll never forget? When we went to the last Sabres game, and you and your brothers and father are waiting in line for ice cream. God. And Joe and I are like, oh, we're not really feeling like ice cream right now. And we turn the corner, and what is there? A cooler of ice cream with no line.
And it's Let's Dough Buffalo. Cookie dough was
the exact same one that you guys were going to get.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean
listen, credit to you guys. That was a very intelligent move.
For future experiences, that's the move.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you should have said that out loud.
Did I say where?
Just around the corner.
Just around the corner.
It's just around the corner.
I didn't say where. It's a mystery.
I mean,
yeah. I mean,
not
honestly,
wrong, but
they have cool flavors too. So, you can pick your poison over there. But yeah, and then we walked back and just kind of flaunted it. And
kind of savage, honestly.
I mean, it was cheaper too than the one we were at. It was like a couple bucks, and I was like, "Oh, this is so nice," and it was like decent. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So, very exciting to see what happens tomorrow with the Amherst. Hopefully, their season
continues,
and we're able to get more talk. Obviously, other big news is Noah Ostlund, the Swedish first round pick from last year, is getting his foot evaluated in Buffalo. And I don't know if he can play in Rochester, but I think he's going to be training with the team. And I think that's big news because everyone expected him to be 2 years in the SHL.
Yeah.
But there's potential that maybe there's still potential he goes back to the Swedish Hockey League, but there's potential now maybe he joins the AHL team, which I got to say, man, the AHL team would be pretty loaded next year, especially if Kulik stays. So very, very exciting potentially. That's very exciting prospect talk and Amherst talk. Look at that. 2-1.
Yeah. I mean, Sabres, again, preseason #1 prospect pool in the NHL. It's showing. So, more than happy with that. But Dom, you wanted to get into some team awards coming up for the Sabres?
Yeah,
that's a question real fast. There was I heard this the other day. People are arguing. Do you call them the Sabres like as like a nickname? Does anyone do that?
No.
Sabres?
Like the Sabres. Like we're going to the Sabres game tonight. Like is that no? It's wrong, isn't it? Like that sounds wrong.
I think I might say Sabres like offhand every once in a while, but
I just say it like Canadian.
I've always said
Sabres, like that. Like that's what I'll say. But like, yeah, people are saying the Sabres, and I'm like, I've never said that before in my entire life. Like willingly, like that has never come out of my mouth, and I don't think it, other than just these past couple times, never will. But just want to get your take on that real fast.
I think I might have shot like Sabres off the cuff. I definitely shot like off the cuff every couple times, but
I mean, I've said Sabres.
Okay, like that's a joke. Weirder than saying Sabres.
Well, I mean, that's not like a nickname, but like people are like, "Hey, let's hit the Sabres game tonight." And I'm like, "What is that? Like, why are we saying that?"
Yeah, but at least they know what you're talking about. No one knows what you're talking about when you say Sabres.
It's spelled Sabres.
It's fair.
I mean,
anyway,
all right, let's get into the team awards.
Cook. All right. Before we go to team awards, just want to say that the Calder finalists and Norris finalists have been announced. The only 2 Sabres that we thought. I'm not doing a salute. I don't know why you're saluting. Owen Power.
These are the men.
Finalist. Got all the it was nice to see all the Senators fans get salty because Jake Sanderson wasn't a finalist, but Owen Power was. I was to say this first Calder finalist since Sebastian Stalin, who finished 3rd in the voting, and Owen Power will finish 3rd in the voting. I just don't think he won't finish ahead of Beniers, and I think Skinner actually might win the award. So, yeah, I mean it's a little unfortunate because the goalie's 24, but at the same time, I think there has to be some kind of rule in place for goalies because goalies are weird. I know Levi is 20, so it's kind of wouldn't be weird if he had a Calder run next year. But who was the goaltender? Oh man, I'm blanking.
Panarin won. He was 24 or 5. I know.
Who was the one goalie that was 27 the one time that was a Calder finalist? Oh, I think it was just last year. Oh, that's gonna bite me. Whatever, but goalies take longer to develop, so it's kind of weird to be able to compare a 24-year-old goalie to a 19-year-old defenseman. But it's whatever in that case. I think Sanderson had a better defensive year than Power, but I think Power's overall 5-on-5 offense got him the nom. So that was pretty cool. I think we all kind of expected that, and I think we all expected to finish 3rd. And then, sadly, but really not surprisingly to me, Rasmus Dahlin did not get the Norris finalist. Cale Makar, Erik Karlsson, and Adam Fox did. So all 3 of them passed Norris winners. Karlsson's going to win the award because he had over 100 points. That made sense. I think Fox had a really good 2-way season, so that made sense. I don't understand how Cale Makar got the finalist nod. I'm just going to say
his name.
I think that's
probably that makes the most sense.
Listen, he had a good year, and he was a very good 2-way player, but Dahlin had better impacts than he did, and Cale Makar played 60 games. And Dahlin played 75, I want to say, or something like that. Dahlin played a significant, I think it was 400 more minutes than Cale Makar this season and had better impacts. I don't understand how he only got it over name. I understand that, but I just think that's dumb. I don't
agree.
There's just so many better candidates than Cale Makar. I wouldn't say Morrissey's a better candidate, but he was a name that people were mad about. But he was kind of like Erik Karlsson, but not on Erik Karlsson's level of points. So I don't know. Lindholm had a really good year for the Bruins. Oh, I'm blanking on someone else. Heiskanen was pretty good. I don't know. Where do you guys would say Dahlin finishes in the Norris voting though? Because obviously he's not top 3, so he's 4th through whatever.
Where do you 5th? Honestly,
yeah, I would agree. 4th or 5th. I think he's going to be hovering right around there.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 7. I think Lindholm's gonna finish ahead of him. I think who's his name? And then we're gonna see the Canadian bias. I think we're gonna see Hughes and Morrissey finish ahead of him. The Canadian offensive bias. I don't know. I just think he'll finish 6th or 7th. It's unfortunate because I think he had a year that he should have been a finalist, but that stretch where he was a little banged up and didn't play that hot for a 10-game stretch really did kind of kill him. But I don't know. His impact stayed pretty much similar throughout. So
it's all right.
It's not all right. Okay, it's not because he's gonna. You know what is gonna happen? He's gonna have a slightly worse year next year, and he's gonna be a finalist. Because that's how this stuff goes. It's because you can't make it on your first year because the voters are the voters.
Or maybe he'll have a better year next year and win it.
I mean, listen, could that happen? Absolutely. But I think it's very likely that the first scenario could potentially happen.
We'll see.
So dumb. This is why I'll never understand people that vote on these awards sometimes of the name value. I think that's so you know who's gonna get top 10 votes in the Norris? And I was thinking that might go ahead at Dahlin, but I just can't do it. Hedman. And Hedman was terrible this year in the regular season. He was legitimately bad this year. And he's gonna finish in the top 10 because he's Victor Hedman. I digress.
Can tell you're heated about it.
No, it's like Leon Draisaitl got a Selke vote. Are we watching the same games? Draisaitl's a nice player and all, but are we watch? Oh, he had the highest plus minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get off the award winners one just to
Yeah,
save him stress.
It's a good segue to the team awards. We'll see if the voters in this segment will agree or disagree or whatever. So, first award, Hart, most valuable player on the Sabres. Should we do just a 3, 2, 1 say it, or should we just?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't, so we don't have what's it called, confirmation bias, or that's got confirmation bias. No, it's not confirmation bias. I don't know.
It's something.
There's a bias.
There's no pressure.
Peer pressure.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So
ready? Team MVP. 3, 2, 1.
Talk.
Oh my god!
All three said different ones. I would go with Tuck to make the vote completely even. Like,
oh my god! You see, this is
no. Listen. Tage missed a lot of the end of the season, and he was like not himself. So like,
this is exactly what he meant by no bias.
Yeah, I know.
Stick to your guns.
All right. So now,
please tell me that was a skit. Like, are you serious with that?
No, the confirmation bias. I was trying to get you, buddy.
No, you weren't. You were
So who are we gonna like stick to with that? Like, are we gonna try and like pass the Prime Hall of Fame?
All separate ones.
Is that fine?
Listen,
what'd you say?
Listen, just because
I was gonna say, are we trying to pass their Prime Hall of Fame it?
No.
Like unanimously decide one or no?
Wait, who was the person you said?
I said Tage.
And who'd you say, Don?
Darlene.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I heard those two names, but I didn't know if it was like flipped or whatever. But yeah, no,
I know Joe's now on the edge of putting Tuck in.
No, I think he'll be the next captain, but I'm not gonna switch up.
I just think Darlene had the best two-way season out of them.
I think Tuck just had an impact to where when he was out, you noticed.
Same with Tage.
When he wasn't playing
100%. Same everyone. I don't know. Yeah, Tage is interesting because honest to God, now looking more into it, I may have put Tage third on my ballot because Tage had 90 points. I don't know. It's hard to say because he had 90 points. He kind of carried a really pedestrian power play.
Yeah,
but being so one way really does kind of kill my vote.
Kills it for you.
Well, that's why Darlene was an easy pick for me. Him and Tucker neck and neck. I don't know. I think it might be hard for me to put Tuck ahead of him just because the Tage is pure offense. But I do think it's actually a lot closer than I originally thought. But I'm sticking with my guns.
Alrighty.
Cool.
All right, Norris, best defenseman. 3, 2,
1.
Darlene.
All right,
there we go. Skin. Jacob Bryson.
Yeah.
Cal Clegg. No, Jeremy Davies. Did he play a game? I think he did play a game. Did he play one game? No,
he played one or two games, I think, yeah.
He's on the shirt. They had
signing his contract in Office Max.
They had an end of season shirt and he was on it.
So bummed I didn't get a yearbook this year.
That's tough signing your contract in Office Max.
Yeah, I'll just wait till next year.
Okay.
All right.
I love when you complain about something that you could easily fix with just 2 seconds of time, but okay.
That's so much work.
Go off, King.
Oh my! Can I log off? Can I please log off right now?
I think we boot someone at this point after that.
I'm on one. All right.
What's the shape of Italy?
All right, Vesna, best goaltender. 3,
2, 1. Anderson. Well, who did you say? Who just said?
I said Levi.
No. Shush. What are you saying?
I said Anderson. I'm not changing anything. I'm asking who said Levi because I was like,
I said Levi.
He played very little games. I feel like you can't really.
I think it's still clear that he was the best on the team.
That's true. We are going for the best, but I think overall Anderson was. I think games played has to. Listen. I can't be mad that Cal McCarr was the nomination for the Norris and then picked Devin Levi for games. Like, he played 7 games. Anderson played 20 plus, had a 500 record, had a positive expected goals. Saved more shots than expected, and for 42-year-old, came off on the Swan Song, was the best goaltender. The only bad thing about Anderson, I will say, is that the man could not play more than once a week, so. It's not a great option, but I think it's the best of bad options. With Levi, in my mind, being exempt from the list.
Exactly. I mean,
Levi.
All right. So we're on Breakout Player of the Year now?
Yeah.
All right. Breakout Player of the Year.
Ready?
Ooh, hang on. I need a second to think about this one.
3, 2, 1.
Casey
Cousins.
Middlestat. Yeah. As much as I hated the man,
Our
I still want to get rid of him. He had over 50 points.
I heard stat after we all said it at the exact same time.
It.
All right, let's run through ours one more time because it might be hard for the listener to hear us all saying it all at once. So I said Cousins.
I think it's 2 votes Cousins, 1 vote Middlestat, and the guy that had him healthy scratch has Middlestat, which I respect.
Okay.
I nearly was going to say Middlestat, but I think
Cousins got the contract and all that.
I feel like with Cousins, he was so good all year round, and Middlestat kind of wasn't.
He was bad in the beginning.
I also kind of have to respect that Cousins' most common line mates were 2 rookies, and Middlestat at the end of the season was getting he got a lot of run 5-on-5 with Tuck and Skinner. But I mean, he also played a lot of Olofsson. But Yost is also pretty decent to help people's impacts. But both are good options.
Yeah. All right. The least favorite player. Sorry.
This is so subjective, but yes.
Least favorite player. Oh, God. Here we go. Trying to think. Who did I yell the most? And
I already know my answer.
All right. 3.
Wait, I got to think this one. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking,
I know who it is. Ready?
Give me 1 second. All right. I'm going for it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Middlestat.
Victor Olofsson.
Yeah. Middlestat?
I'm going off of whose name I said the most in a negative context. And in the beginning of the season, Middlestat.
Honestly, I thought you were going to say Bryson or something.
No,
I thought about Bryson, but
no, he was in the back of my mind. But Middlestat, his name was flying out of my mouth with negative connotations.
Honestly, I was thinking about 3 different individuals: Olofsson, Bryson, and UPL.
It's a good one.
But then I was like, I'll just do the generic one. Yeah, all of a sudden the guy that when the puck was dumped in on his side, we ain't getting this puck back.
Who went 30 games without scoring a goal.
Yeah.
It's tough.
He'll just casually just get dog walked by a defensive defenseman at the blue line. Yeah.
Yep.
Happens. Okay.
All righty. Is Calder next?
Calder is next. All right.
3. 1 second. 3, 2, 1.
Jack Quinn.
Power.
Dang, I knew. I almost did.
You went Jack Quinn?
I really respect that.
That's a good pick.
That the emoji where they do the fist like this, in salute. I'm not gonna say that, but I give you the fist because that was.
We have a habit of saluting. I mean, you could have just saluted them. You could have just fallen in line. But no, I think
honestly, think about it. When we picked Jack Quinn, everyone was kind of hating on it, including myself. And then he blew up in the minors, came up in the NHL and actually played pretty decent. I mean,
we saw his first game,
but overall, I think he did perform pretty good. So yeah, that's close.
All right,
but yeah, I would Quinn actually had a really good 2-way season, which I wasn't expecting. I just think next year is going to be his big year. I think he could get 25 goals.
Yeah,
but not bad. All right, most underrated.
All right, 3, 2. Oh God, hang on. I gotta stop the countdown. I gotta think for a minute.
I know.
It's going to be the same. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. 3, 2, 1.
Tyson Jost.
Oh, that was a good one. Dang, I didn't think. What did you say, Joe?
I said Middlestat.
Because he's the most underrated, but he's also your most hated.
Yep. Can have dual emotions towards the guy. He cleaned it up at the end of the season, but I'm saying my least favorite. Sorry, not most hated. I don't hate the guy. But his name was flying out of my mouth most with negative context.
What'd you say?
Jack Quinn.
Yeah.
I just think his ability to play the top 6 role when Tuck got injured and kind of at some points of the season be really solid and be a big reason why the Sabres were able to run 2-3 lines. He also was pretty good with Yost and Middlestat when they did that line too. But honestly, I gotta say, Yost was a good pick. I'm not gonna lie. I completely forgot about him.
Forgot about.
He was underrated.
Is it Jost or Yost? Did we ever figure that out? Or
Jost.
I like Jost. I keep saying Yost.
I do too. That's kind of my default. But Yeah, that's a sleeper pick. Like I was not expecting that, and
I'm excited for this next one.
I forgot. So, all right, most overrated. Okay, gotta think.
I got a really good pick.
Oh no.
My pick some people might say my pick is elite.
Okay. I don't know who I'm gonna pick for this one. I'm trying to think.
I got one. It's not. I don't know. I don't think anyone's really super overrated. But...
No, that's kind of the issue here.
Oh, there's a very clear choice, but I'm not picking it.
I have my pick.
All right, ready, Joe?
I guess I'm gonna just shout a name out. Most overrated, like coming into the season. Like I don't know.
That's great.
Part of the end of season awards.
What'd you say?
Okay, no. Let's just go. Just roll. Just cook. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Luukkonen.
Samuelson.
Oh.
Of course, you had to say it to get Mike ticked, didn't you? You had to let it rip.
I just think he was a little overrated this year. Like he didn't have. All I'm saying is this. One is he didn't have the best year when he was on the ice. Now I'm not saying it wasn't. He played with a broken hand, had other injuries. I'm not saying it was 100% his fault, but I think the statistic of when he was injured and their win-loss record is completely overrated to the fact of the reason why that's if any of Power and Dahlin missed the time Samuelson had, I think a very similar result would have happened. It was more because of the lack of very good defensemen that the Sabres had. So that's why I think Samuelson's stuff gets overrated. That he's still a top 4 defenseman, don't get me wrong, but he didn't have the best year, but he was banged up. But
I think the goalies were an easy pick.
That stat makes him a little overrated in my book.
Yeah, Mike, you picked Luukkonen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked Comrie. I think the goalies were kind of an easy pick because both of them were just bad most of the time. I mean, Luukkonen had a couple hot games, he was great, but then he had the floor of a 10-story building, all the way down at the bottom. You don't know what happened to the guy. So, and Comrie was just Comrie. He was a brick. He just kind of just sat there. But I don't know. I digress. So now we're out of the team awards, right? That was the last one on the docket.
Yes, we just have a couple minutes of your time to say that all of our Stanley Cup pick, the winners are out. Our winners are out. We all picked
you could say they're a bust. They're going down the toilet. They've gone down the toilet. They're now in the sewer. Anything. So.
Did you see the urinating tree video?
No.
Dude is screaming. It's so funny.
Bruins fan?
I have no idea, but he's screaming. He's making fun of them so hard. It's so funny.
Listen, Mike, all I'm saying, the Cats are up 2-0 in their series. My $5 bet technically.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Although you might have just jinxed it.
Yeah. Why would you say that?
I
now
don't care.
This is going to go.
The fact that it's gotten this far this year is truly remarkable. I mean, listen,
maybe you're making $5.
I don't know about that, but
I mean, I would love to see the Maple Leafs gone. So anything to make that happen. I hope your $5 bet stays alive.
Also, I got that series right though.
Good for you.
You guys are all overreacting.
Get a pat on the back.
Yeah, Lightning kind of deserved to win the series, but I have now rooting for a new team to win the Stanley Cup. The Stars.
I'm rooting for the Devils.
No,
I can't. I don't know.
I'm rooting for the Devils. I want to see Lindy go far.
I want Stars Devils, and I want the
Lindy
Stars
to get the revenge.
I want the Stars to win on a high stick potential goal.
Oh my god!
Why?
Why would you
the Stars?
Don't
say Jake Ottinger. Don't say Jake Ottinger.
Jake Ottinger.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Listen. The Stars
Such
are
a follower. You are a follower.
I can see right now. Triple overtime. 1-1. Game 6. Game 6 in New Jersey. Puck in the air. Tyler Seguin high sticks it to Joe Pavelski. Scores. They review it. They call it the stand on the ice. Lindy gets all mad again.
You're
Same
terrible.
thing that happened 24
you
years
yourself
ago.
A Buffalo fan. You want that to happen to Lindy again?
Oh my god! I actually want that to happen to Lindy. I'm just,
he's just spitballing here, but he's also
even say something like that.
He's also speaking it into existence. He's just
Why
joking.
Would you even say something like that?
Speaking
you
that
want
into
Dallas
the
to beat Lindy again in a controversial goal in Game 6
He's not
overtime.
the coach of the Sabres anymore, Michael.
So what? I still correlate him with Buffalo.
He's a Buffalonian at heart.
He was the most impactful coach the Sabres ever had.
You know what? It doesn't have to be the Devils, okay? It could be the Panthers. Paul Maurice. Does that make you happy?
Dude, I don't know how Paul Maurice is still a coach.
I don't know. He coaches this team to the second round.
Still, he's such a... I don't know. I think he's an overrated coach.
And that's your take. And we're okay with it.
Well, I can't believe you said that about... Like, I can't believe you said that.
Okay. Is that everything I've said?
That made me salty.
That's going to get you... Okay.
That made me
Even
salty.
though he brought up Samuelson, that's what gets you today?
Yeah, that made me more salty.
Oh, man.
God, isn't that serious?
You got to throw the salt over the shoulder, Mike. It's bad luck.
It's a romance for Lindy. Gosh. You know what it is? It's because you hate Darcy so much and love Lindy. It's so...
I do hate Darcy. I love Lindy. They didn't give him a team in 2013.
So are you rooting for you had Edmonton. So are you rooting for an Edmonton, New Jersey final now, Michael?
I want New Jersey to win it all. I want Lindy to get a cup.
I know, but are you rooting for Edmonton to still come out of the West? Because
it's my pick.
I want Dallas. You know what? I'm gonna just go Dallas and Florida just to be different.
I mean,
I want to be realistic. I don't think the Devils are winning this series against the Hurricanes. I'm just gonna say it.
We'll see.
They beat your Rangers though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Joe, now the Rangers might fire Gallant after 2
years.
Good.
He sucks, dude.
Did you see that they would fire Gallant and possibly sign Quenneville and re-sign Kane?
That'd probably be. I mean, dude's like, oh, I don't understand why let's talk about getting fired. I was like, I don't know, dude. You're up 2-0 in the series, and you had double home ice advantage, and you lost.
Gerard Gallant gets fired so quick. It's so weird.
And also, none of your teammates, none of your.
He was fired in Vegas after having a winning record. Gave him the Stanley Cup his first year. Fired in Florida when they were he got them decent.
You want to hear my predictions for the new set?
Well, you need a new one because your first one was dead wrong. Boston, Colorado. So yeah.
All right, Seattle, Florida. Florida wins.
What is this? What is this Florida love?
A 7-8 match.
Oh my god! Can I please log off now?
Oh, good. He's frozen.
This is bad.
Look
I
kind of want to take a
picture.
No. I'm taking a picture of his face. Smile for the camera, Michael.
Oh my god! Yeah, I love Florida. Interesting. Okay. Well, okay. I've had. Oh god. Let's just get into the festivities here. Honestly.
What's okay?
Last thing I have to say about the Sabres is that they signed Victor Nuchev.
Oh, thank you. I forgot about that. Another guy that could play that's going to play in the AHL next year. So yeah,
and they might sign Novikov because his contract is up too.
We said last year how the AHL might not be as cool without Quinn and Peterka, but with Kulich playing, it's Kulich.
Okay, fine. Kulich.
That's how they pronounce it in the Rochester arena. Kulich.
Fine. So. Kulich. You got. Sounds like Kolik. Remember Al Kolik?
Yeah, I do. All right. So, fortunately, Joe is the would you rather, and he's frozen. So, Mike, you were both trivia. Mike, you know what? Just go into past your prime Hall of Fame.
Okay. Well, honestly, this isn't a slander at Joe, but I don't think he'd honestly know who this guy is. So.
It's not a slander at Joe, but I perceive
it's not a slander because it's an NHL coach, and I'm just expecting that he wouldn't know. So what?
Are you gonna say Paul Maurice?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna say coach that just got fired, Daryl Sutter. 2-time Stanley Cup champion with the Kings. Last year with the Flames, they definitely underachieved. The year before, they actually made a playoff run. Did they lose in the first round?
Second round because they beat Dallas in 7 when Odger stood in his head, my boy, and then they got
it's not your boy. Your dad loves Odger.
Yeah,
give credit to John Loss.
Whatever. They got swept by McJesus. No, did they get swept or they lost in 5? They might have lost in 5.
Either way, I'm picking Daryl Sutter. I just don't see that man ever getting a coaching job again. Literally, there's Calgary players asking for trades, and now that he's fired, they've rescinded their trade requests.
Yeah. This is tough. Well, he definitely won't win the peak of winning 2 cups in 3 years because they won 12 and 14.
12 and
He's definitely
14.
not going to do that. I mean, could he potentially get a gig and kind of get a team to the playoffs? Sure. I think it's a little bit like Belichickian, where like he could also potentially like help your team overachieve still. So he's definitely not too like he's not a bad coach, but honestly, I have to agree because I just think the culture aspect, he's just too I don't want to say he's like
old school.
He's too old school now, and especially seeing the results of like the GM. Oh my god, blanking name. Brad. His first name. Treveling. The fact that he kind of won. He got. Did he get fired? Or did he resign?
He resigned.
Yeah, he resigned.
Because
he didn't have team control because Sutter had it, and now especially with the news of all those Flames players and how
look at Huberdeau. He had the largest drop in points in 2-season span in NHL history.
Who, the Flames?
Huberdeau.
Oh, I was about to say. The fact that Huberdeau contract doesn't even start yet. Oh my god, the Florida Panthers.
Hang on 1 second.
All right. Well, Mike's gone too, this is fantastic. I'll just say, I completely agree with his analysis on Daryl Sutter. I don't know. He'll probably end up getting another coaching job, because that's just kind of how it works in the NHL. It seems like every time. I mean, it happened to Lindy. He had a bad experience at the end of his Dallas run. And he got his third gig with New Jersey and kind of wasn't doing too hot until this season. But yeah, I would say Sutter. I would be surprised if he doesn't get another job, but I just don't think he'll have.
He's old too, so.
Yeah, I just don't think he'll have any real success anymore because I just think people like players in this day and age don't want to be brought down by like a system, and like his system's like super detail oriented.
Yeah,
and kind of it's not like it's like micro like. Yeah, I think for like the first season, could you do something with it? Yeah, but like after the first season, players don't want to play in a system that like doesn't let them be them. And like you saw that with Huberdeau, man. Like, dude, that's crazy. And like Uyghur too. Like Uyghur was very good.
Literally, Tkachuk and Gaudreau, they're two best players.
Yeah, wanted out. I mean, like Uyghur who's Uyghur who was a very good two-way player in.
You wanted Mac Uyghur in Buffalo for a while.
Yeah, he's like he was very good. He was elite defensively, but he was not good offensively, and it's probably system oriented. So, yeah.
Joe, past your prime Hall of Fame, Daryl Sutter.
He's past his prime.
Do you know who Daryl Sutter is?
No, I'm just gonna hop and make it anonymous. Listen. My computer just decided to give up. I don't know why.
Yeah, because you said Seattle and Florida in the Stanley Cup.
Well, that might be it actually, because that happened. It was fine, and then that happened.
I got a message from your computer, and I was like, "Yeah, this is too much silliness for me. He's in a timeout."
Yeah. All right, so Daryl Sutter's in the past your prime Hall of Fame.
All right. Well, Joe, you're the fourth inductee.
That's the fourth because I whiffed twice last week.
Belichick, Zeke, Tiger. No, this might be the fifth. Oh my god!
No, what was my
Patrick Kane? Yeah, this is the fifth.
Yeah, you got to write them down.
We got to have I'll make like a scroll looking thing, like an actual like
list,
black.
Joe.
Yeah, I'll make a list. Whatchamacallit? Okay, so the would you rather? We're gonna go broadcasting this time around. You ready for this? Broadcast teams, just to switch it up a little bit.
I like it.
Come on, am I frozen?
Yes.
Okay. Audio, we're just gonna kick until it kicks me out. There we go. We're back. So here, would you rather listen to Stephen A. Smith try and talk about hockey for 24 hours?
This is going to be so bad.
Or Skip Bayless talk about Tom Brady for 24 hours?
Oh, my God.
Sorry, I had to do it. We've been doing... There's no option C. You got to pick one to watch for 24 hours.
This is actually easier than that, you think. 100% option A. You know why?
Because he can't talk about the NHL.
I'm going to be sitting in dead silence for 23 hours and 57 minutes. He'll talk hockey for 3 minutes.
He only knows that the pucks are black. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, and sticks. Like he'll talk for 3 minutes about his Rangers or whatever, and then we'll just sit in silence. I'll be able to get a nice rest to sleep. Skip Bayless, on the other hand, could probably talk about for Tom Brady for 100+ hours. So I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'd pick Stephen A. It'd probably make me laugh, some of the things he would say, too.
Yeah, just how horrible it is, and like.
Yeah, but you hang out with you sometimes, Joe.
Wow. Wow.
I'm just kidding, Joe.
It's okay. It's okay.
Damn.
I'm actually. I would say something back. I'm trying to find the game show TV music for Mike's Buffalo Trivia, so that's kind of the issue we're having right now, and I don't want to freeze again.
Honest to God, I would watch Joe and Stephen A debate about something.
Oh my God, that would be legendary if that could happen. Come on, come on. We got to make it happen. We got to push for it. I'll try and be his co-host and just go.
Right as I take a swig of coffee. Really? Oh
dude,
my God.
It was funny, but
wouldn't you want to watch it though? Like, wouldn't that be something you would want to watch?
You're muted.
Wait. Well, we'll just say that I'm doing trivia now. Joe's just having his technical difficulties.
It's time for Mike's Buffalo Trivia. It's just because the music was too loud. I apologize. But Mike, take us into it, buddy.
All right. First question. Bills question, always. Who are the Bills Hall of Famers that were also their first-round picks? Just first-round picks in the Hall of Fame from the Bills. And the Bills had to draft them.
Jim Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly, even though he played in Florida for a little bit.
What? He played in Houston.
Houston, sorry. Think it's South.
Well, I mean, he went to the U.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly's one. Bruce Smith is two, for sure. Yeah. I think Joe DeLamador was the first round.
Yeah, pick. Joe D.
3.
OJ.
4.
Andre Reed was definitely not. I don't think Thurman was the first round pick.
I don't think so either.
I don't think of anyone else who was.
How many are there, Mike? Can you tell us that or no?
No.
Don, we could be at the max right now. Just kidding. But
I just can't. Well,
first round picks in the Hall of
Fame. To know. I'm gonna go 4. That's my guess. I don't have another one. I have like another person on the top of my head that I could say, but I just don't know if they were first round picks.
Yeah. All right. What is it, Mike?
It is 4.
Let's go. I was gonna say Jack.
4
Kemp.
You said.
I was almost about to say Jack Kemp.
There's the 4, right there. Good job. Way to stick to your guns. See, that's why you didn't change your answer.
That's why you were like, I you know what it is when Joe was like, "Can we get a number?" and you're like, "No." I was like, It's either a bluff.
Well, then I said we might be at the cap, and he like smirked.
Sorry, giveaway. Next question. Who are the 3 players inducted in the Sabres Hall of Fame in 1980? There are 3 people, I should say.
The 3 Sabres?
In the Sabres Hall of Fame.
In the Sabres Hall of Fame.
3 people. What'd you say? You didn't say name yet.
This is gonna be you, buddy. I
well, because Rowe was still playing. Martin, I think, was still playing, but not on the team. I think Robert might have still been on the Sabres at that point too. But I think Martin might have been in LA. So I don't think it was players. I think it was the Knoxes and Punch Imlach.
Okay, Joe. Anything?
I'm nothing. No? I really
well,
don't.
You got one of them right. Punch Imlach.
Really? So it wasn't the Knoxes? Oh my God.
The Knoxes were in '96.
Was it Floyd Smith?
Nope. Roger Crozier and Frank Christie.
I know Roger Crozier was a goalie, right?
Yes.
Who was Frank Christie?
I don't know.
No one knows. No one knows.
Never heard that name before. I would have went through so many other options in that one.
Christie.
I can't believe the Knoxes weren't until '96. I mean, I guess that's.
I think he was like.
That would be kind of egotistical though for them to do that.
I think he was like an equipment guy.
Oh, okay. I respect that.
He was an equipment guy.
Yeah, he was a trainer.
Okay. All right. So there's no way I would have known that. All right. I feel
okay. Last question. Kentucky Derby's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Gotta celebrate the horses.
My expertise.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many Triple Crown winners have there been?
No, God.
And who was the last horse to win Triple Crown?
Oh, my God. You. All right. I know there was one recently, like in the last 10 years. Secretariat won it in the 70s.
Okay, you don't have to list every horse. Just
no. Those are like the only two I really know. Like I know there was someone recent. And I know
what year was Secretariat?
I don't know.
What year was Secretariat? Bonus point.
77.
73.
Okay, so
there was a horse that won in 77. Actually,
there was.
Okay, so we got 3, Joe. We got 3.
Seattle Slew.
We got 3.
I know how many horses have won the Triple Crown.
I would say it.
13.
13's right.
God, Joe.
My family owns racehorses. I don't remember who the last one is though.
Oh no!
I will make the prediction because I think this is wrong.
Was the last one in 2018?
Yeah,
that's Justify. It's Justify.
Yes.
Yep.
Joe,
I avidly watched the Kentucky Derby, all those races. Like that, I'm telling you.
I was gonna say American Pharoah.
That would have been a good guess. That would have been a good guess.
That was like 2012 though, didn't they? They won the first 2.
2015.
They won the first 2, right?
What?
He won in 2015.
California Chrome won the first 2 and then lost the third.
I think American Pharoah won the first 2 because didn't they win the first 2 and then the last race they lost to a horse that didn't race the
That was California Chrome.
No, I think American Pharoah won.
American Pharoah won a Triple Crown.
Oh, did they? Oh.
Yeah, 3 years before Justify.
No, 2015. Oh, I was right.
No clutch up there, honestly. Dom, what are you doing?
What do you mean? Listen, I got a couple of them, and I even said American Pharoah, who was a Triple Crown winner.
No, yeah, he said the most famous horse ever in Secretariat.
Okay. There's a movie about
Congratulations.
it. Okay?
Secretariat's a good movie. I highly recommend that to anyone out there. There's also a movie called Racing Stripes where they turn a zebra into a racehorse. It was pretty interesting as a kid watching that. So, if you're really feeling like a film addict, go try that one out. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Buffalonian Podcast. I'm Joe Callie. As always, I'm joined by Dom Loss and Mike Marino. And Dom, Mike, how do you always end these?
Go Sabres.
Go Bills, baby.
Go 86.
Bills. Go 86.